Every hour of this program is a double feature. Now we once again join everyone's favorite high-hat-wearing hooligan in the next adventure of Roscoe Taylor, the Tallahassee Tween. Brought to you by KZSM.org. Our second episode of the evening, Calamity in Cattle Crack Canyon. Roscoe and Checkers are barely waking up as the sun rises on Cattle Crack Canyon, a wide, sweeping stone valley that's filled to the brim with cactuses of every shape and size. Back before barbed wire was invented, ranchers needed ways of defending their herds from would-be rustlers. One method that was used by the ranch that lied in this canyon years ago was to plant a fence of cactuses along the side of your property so that the cows wouldn't wander away and any intruders would be pricked to high heavens. This plan backfired when the cactus bred like crazy, making this once expansive canyon a treacherously tight squeeze for any herd. For the past decade, this area has been completely deserted. Luckily for our heroes, they're nimble and they don't take up too much space. So they found this spot and set up a campsite a few days after their journey on Prospector Peak. Roscoe crawled out of his sleeping bag first and started poking around the campfire with a stick.
Morning, Checkers.
Morning, Roscoe.
Do we have any food in the saddlebags? My tummy is grumbling something fierce.
Nope. We finished all the food rations yesterday.
Dang. We need to stop by a general store sometime soon.
If we had any money to speak of, I'd agree with you. But right now, we're flat broke.
Figures. I need to buy a new rope. I left my good one back in Prospector's Peak when I pulled that slingshot trick.
And I gotta buy some new horseshoes. This one on my back right hoof is way too loose. It's about to fall off.
Money is wasted on the rich.
You said it, brother. The only stuff we have that's edible in these bags is a can full of coffee grounds and a lizard that crawled in here while we were sleeping. Oh, never mind. He ran off.
Can I see those grounds? At least a pot of coffee might help me wake up. Then I can try catching that lizard.
We don't have any water, and it doesn't look like it's gonna rain anytime soon.
What about all these cactuses? Don't they have water in them?
Sure, but I doubt it'd be easy to get to it. You can't exactly wring them out like a wet towel. You'd have to be mighty careful not to get stuck. This could prove to be a real challenge of patience, a mental battle where you'll need to avoid touching the quills in a delicate operation.
Ow, I kicked it.
Roscoe, you need to not...
Ow, kicked it again. Shouldn't have.
Listen up. You won't break that cactus open with your feet. That's an exercise in futility.
Ow. Okay, you're right. I got an idea. If I spin my spurs fast enough, I can use it as a mini saw and slice right through it. Ow!
Yikes, kid. That cactus fell underfoot.
At least I can make a cup of joe now.
Let me pull that thing off you first. There you go.
Ouch. Thanks, buddy. Now I'll just pour this cactus juice into our kettle and set it on top of the campfire.
How long do you think it'll take to boil?
Oh, about 10 or 15 minutes, I reckon.
Then what do you want to do to pass the time, partner?
Well, my foot is throbbing like you wouldn't believe right now. I think whatever we do, we should remain sitting.
I agree. With this loose horseshoe, I shouldn't be walking too much more today.
We could play tic-tac-toe in the sand, or maybe see who can count to 100 faster.
The possibilities are truly infinite.
You said, hey, do you see that guy over there?
You mean the dude in the fancy uniform with a big satchel, running like a cat out of hell our way? He's hard to miss.
Howdy, boys, and howdy, horse.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Say, you two wouldn't know a Checkers Justice, would you?
Of course I know him. He's me.
I got a telegram for you, mister. Just sign right here.
I ain't got fingers, pal.
I see.
But I can bite the paper for you if that'll help.
It's better than nothing. Go ahead. Here you are. Have a wonderful afternoon, gentlemen.
You too. What was your name?
Why, my legal name is Post Office Pete.
Your first name is Post Office?
No, silly. My first name is Poe. My middle name is Stofficepe, and my last name is No, silly! My first name is Poe, my middle name is Stofficepe, and my last name is Tuh. It's just a bizarre coincidence that I work for the post office as a messenger. Cowboy Jesus works in mysterious ways.
Very interesting. Well, see you around, Mr. Tuh.
Oh, please, call me Mr. Tuh. He was my father, and he was terrible at naming children. You can call me Poe.
Catch you later, Poe.
Farewell!
What's the telegram say?
I don't know yet. Can you open the envelope for me?
Of course, buddy.
Here it is. It's 2 pieces of paper. One is all folded up, and the other says, Checkers, stop. Justice, stop. You, stop. R, stop. Dead, stop. Meat, stop. Signed, stop. L.A. Huh, weird.
Yeah, if they wanted to stop writing the letter this bad, they should have just quit. What's the folded up paper?
It's...
Why, it's a wanted poster. With your face on it.
Now that's a surprise.
You aren't a criminal, are you? This poster here says you're wanted for first-degree man-trampling.
The guy had it coming, I swear. I'll explain everything in just a minute. But first, I think this gives us a golden opportunity.
How do you mean?
Think about it. We're broke now, right?
Yeah?
And I have this bounty on my head. It says here the reward is $100.
Yeah?
I bet the bail for me to get out is around $50. Meaning, you could bring me to the jail, collect the bounty money, use half of it to get me out, then we could go buy some supplies while we're in town.
Checkers, I rode with an outlaw once before and it didn't end well. I'm not looking to get wrapped up in any criminal schemes.
It's no scheme, little buddy. It's just a way of cheating the system a little. For money. It's morally gray, but we could use the dough.
I don't know. What exactly happened? Who did you trample? I knew you were a bounty hunter, but this sounds brutal.
I understand your hesitation, kid. I really do. I'll tell you everything you need to know. But if I'm going to explain it all, we have to go back about 15 years. Everything was good then. I had a career, I had a girl, I had my whole life ahead of me. I only had one worry in the world, a race I was going to take part in.
We're in the distant past, in a stable that lies within a giant racetrack. Checkers is younger, with long flowing hair and absolutely no cowboy hat. He's talking to a female horse and he looks nervous.
I don't know, Domino. I'm pretty worried about this race.
What are you talking about? You're the fastest horse in the West. You've won the Devil's Dunes Derby last year and you'll win it again this year. I believe in you.
Yeah, I don't know. I got a bad feeling about it this time.
Trust in yourself, Sweet Pea. Nothing's gonna go wrong.
Creeping out of the shadows, a tall, broad man wearing an expensive suit edges into the conversation. He has a thick handlebar mustache, a hand covered in gold rings, and he's chomping a fat cigar with a wicked smile slapped on his face.
Excuse me, but, I couldn't help but overhear you two. Mr. Checkers Justice, I presume?
Yeah, that's right. And who are you?
Why, I go by the name of Tex Kanna. Tex R. Kanna.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Kanna. I'm Domino, Checkers manager.
It is a pleasure to make both of your acquaintances. A true pleasure. Well, I'll get straight to the point, friends. I am an oil baron. A tycoon, if you like. I make a lot of money, which means I got a lot of money to spend.
Okay.
And one particular hobby of mine is watching the Devil's Dune Derby and betting on the horses.
Ah.
Like I said before, I accidentally eavesdropped on your little dog. I heard you're worrying about today's race, so I'd like to make a proposition for you to put your mind at ease.
A proposition?
You want to place your bet on me?
In a manner of speaking, yes. Yes, I do. But you see, I don't want you to win.
Excuse me?
Think about it. You've made quite a name for yourself, Mr. Justice. Winning last year's race gives you a certain level of expectations, am I right? Those expectations can be debilitating. Almost every dope that walked in here today's got their money on you winning. That's why I want to kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Go on.
If I place the only bet here that you'll come in last place, I can make a fortune. I'll give you a sizable chunk of that money to you, Checkers. Something to the tune of $30,000. You'll have all the sugar cubes money can buy. Plus, you won't have to carry that weight of expectations on your shoulders. Do you see how this helps both of us?
I don't know. I'll have to discuss it with my manager here for a little while. I'll give you an answer before the race.
I look forward to our partnership. Farewell, you two.
What do you want to do?
It's a tough call.
We sure could use the money. But what about your reputation?
If I'm being honest, I wasn't sure I could win again this year anyway. Maybe this is a golden opportunity.
I like the optimism. You've seemed so stressed lately. This could be good for us. We could take the money and head out east. Settle down?
Okay, I'll let him know. Baby, we got a race to lose.
A short while later, the derby has begun. Checkers is standing at the ready. Tensions are high. Then, with one loud bang, the opening gun goes off. All 12 horses bolt forward with incredible speed. Checkers stays near the back of the group as they round the first corner. Somewhere in the stands, Tex R, Kanna, is laughing like a madman and puffing on his big cigar. Dominoe is watching with a worried look in her eye. As they round corner 2, Checkers sees something unexpected. The horse in front of the pack looks directly at him and smirks. Checkers thinks to himself,
Why, that puts. Who does he think he is? I can beat all these clowns easy. Why was I so worried earlier? I'm the best there's ever been.
As his confidence rises and his spite for the leading horse grows, Checkers unconsciously starts to gallop faster and faster before he unconsciously gets to the first of the race.
Whoops.
They round the third corner with only a short stretch of the track left to go before the finish line. Checkers has let his pride get the better of him for just a moment, and now he needs to readjust and get back at the end of the pack.
Let's just stomp on the brakes for a second.
In an extremely unfortunate turn of events, Checkers comes to a complete halt on the track. He reaches an immediate standstill while still in first place. The rest of the horses behind him run directly into his backside and fall over, creating a massive horse pileup on the track. Every racer is now on the ground, having spun out and broken a leg or two. Checkers is in a daze, but uninjured.
Oh my God, I did not mean to do that.
Suddenly, the medics rush to the track and tend to the fallen racers.
Oh no.
As the only surviving competitor, Checkers is automatically given first place, winner by default. A few minutes later, back in the stables, Tex R, Kanna looks madder than a magazine. As Checkers trots in slowly, Dominoe gives him a sad look.
Are you joking with me, horse? You know how much money I just lost? More than you ever seen in your carrot-eating life. Nobody double-crosses Tex R, Kanna. Nobody.
Tex, I'm sorry. I tried to stay in the back. I had no clue that would happen. If there's any way I could make it up.
No, sirree. You lost your chance at fame when you decided to spit in my face. You know who I am? You know what I'm capable of?
Just calm down. He said he was sorry.
Sorry? Oh, no. You're gonna be sorry, son. I'll show you sorry.
Whoa there! Put that gun down!
You ain't calling the shots, boy. I am. You know, my son's birthday's today. I was trying to think of a gift for him. Loves arts and crafts, paper mache, that kind of a thing. Lady friend of yours looks like she could make a nice tub of glue.
Shut your mouth.
You started all this, Checkers. You took away what I loved. Money. Now I'm gonna take away something you love. Put your hooves in the air, Missy. Don't make this harder than it has to be. I hope you're happy, Checkers.
Don't you?
Checkers leaped for the gun and tackled Tex R Kanna to the ground. The two rolled over on the stable floor as Domino ran out to call for help. For a moment, Checkers had the upper hand, so he trampled the man to death, just really flattened the guy like a pancake. It was a bloodbath. Thank God we aren't showing this on TV because it would be NC-17 for sure. Once the oil baron was good and dead, Domino came back in with a few security guards.
Checkers! Checkers! Ah!
He's dead. That horse is a murderer.
But I
Checkers galloped out of the stables and busted through the doors of the Derby entrance. He galloped and galloped far into the distance, never to return. Back in the present, in Cattle Crack Canyon, Checkers nods his head solemnly and looks at Roscoe with dismay.
You see, that's why I became a bounty hunter. I was a monster. I could never race again. But I could trample the living tar out of criminals. Make sure they never ruined anybody's lives the way Tex ruined mine. I didn't know that there was a warrant out for my arrest, but it don't surprise me. Tex got what he deserved, even though I really didn't mean for him to die.
Wow. That was heavy.
You said it, partner. I hope that cleared things up.
I'm sorry all that happened to you, buddy. Do you know where Domino ended up?
Not one bit. But I'm sure she's better off without me.
I think our pot of coffee is ready now. I'll just fill up the... Hey, Checkers?
Yeah, Roscoe?
Does that cactus look strange to you?
Which one? There's like 100 all around us.
Over there to the left. The one that's slowly scooting our way? The one with a human face?
Oh, yeah. I guess now that you mention it, that does look like a little strange. Hey, Mr. Cactus, we see you.
Shoot. No you don't.
Yeah, we do. Just stop hiding and come over here.
Well, this isn't exactly how I planned, but okay.
See, we aren't so scary. You don't need to be shy even if you're a living cactus.
Shut your trap and put your hands in the air, the twos of you.
Whoa, that's not a living cactus. It's a human man.
That's right, and this is a big old gun I got in my hand, so don't you two try anything.
Who are you?
We'll get to that, but first, I'm gonna collect your bounty, Checkers Justice, and I'm not taking you in alive. The name's Lex Kanna. Lex R. Kanna. Sound familiar? You killed my daddy 15 years ago. Now I finally have the chance to get even.
Your old man was a crook. He pushed Checkers to the edge.
Zip it, kid. I know who you are, too. Roscoe Taylor, the Laffy Taffy King. I've heard of your exploits, and I won't let you get the better of me. No, sir.
Leave Roscoe alone, Lex. It's me you have a problem with.
You're right on the money, Justice. I do have a problem with you. Now, both of you, hands in the air, get up.
Just calm down.
You know, on my 10th birthday, I was working on a papier-mâché sculpture of my dad giving me a huge hug. Things were good back then. I had a family, we had a fortune, I was heir to the Kanna oil business. Things were good, but my pops never got to see my sculpture because he was trampled to death by a horse.
You don't know both sides of the story, son.
I know enough. I know you killed him. I know you messed up a race and caused a few horses to be put down, too.
That's not entirely fair.
Isn't it? And how fair were you back at that derby? You didn't want to make me any more angry than I already am, horse. I'm a master of disguise. I've been tracking the two of you for quite some time, and it all ends here.
You won't get away with this.
We'll comply. Just stay cool.
You know, once my dad was snuffed out, I had nothing. No future, no ambitions, just a burning hatred in my heart for you. So I became a horse bounty hunter. A bounty hunter who hunts horses specifically. I threw spirits down into the Cimarron behind bars. I punched Secretariat in the face. That's canon. Seabiscuit? You better believe he's rotting in a jail cell for horse crimes, thanks to me. But I always kept my mind focused on you, Checkers. After I take care of you, maybe I can quit all this. Maybe I can still make something of my life.
You don't have to do this, mister. You can let us go. You don't need to end up like your dad.
Don't you say another word about my dad. My dad was a titan of industry. He owned every oil rig from here to the Rio Grande. He was a hero. Unlike you two. You're just a washed-up loser and a little kid, and I'm gonna kill both of you.
You sure about that?
As sure as I've ever been. Any last words?
Nope.
Okay. How about you, Squirt?
One word. Timber.
Roscoe kicked forward with a spur and spun as quick as he could. It sawed the base of Lex's cactus costume, causing him to fall back in shock. Whoa! 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 As he fell back, Checkers whipped into action and bucked his right hoof forward, flinging his loose horseshoe off and sending it flying in Lex's direction. It hit him smack dab in the middle of his face. Ow! The cactus costumed criminal slammed backwards, butt first into the red-hot campfire below him. Hot, 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 hot. Oh, ow.
Our coffee. It's spilt all over him.
No, this isn't how it was supposed to happen. I was supposed to murder you.
Plans change, kid.
Well, what are you gonna do now? Kill me?
Afraid not, Lex. I'm just gonna kick you really hard.
Serves you right, R. Kanna.
Oh, yeah? Well, once I'm free, I'll never stop tracking you. I'll get you yet, you hear me? I'll catch you one day. You haven't seen the last of Lex R. Kanna, horse bounty hunter.
Whatever.
With a hard thump, Checkers delivered the kick of all kicks into Lex R. Kanna's thorn-covered tail end, launching him hundreds of feet into the morning sky.
Wow. You sure kicked him far off. He flew past the rim of Cattle Crack Canyon.
I got a feeling when he lands, he'll be pretty sore.
Good job, old buddy, old pal.
Same goes to you, Roscoe. I couldn't have done it without you.
Checkers, I am so hungry.
So am I. My belly's been gurgling this whole time.
How about we ride off to the nearest town? I turn you in, get the bounty, post your bail, then we can buy some food after?
Of course. I'm tired of camping out here anyways. Way too many cactuses for my liking.
Ain't that the truth?
As Roscoe and Checkers ride off into the morning sunrise, Lex R. Kanna smashes to the ground somewhere west of Albuquerque, and our story comes to an end. Make sure to tune in next week at 9 p.m. to hear the further audio adventures of everybody's favorite spur-spinning short stack, Roscoe Taylor, the Tallahassee Tween. Tonight's episodes were brought to you by KZSM.org, True Community Radio. Sam Pierce played Roscoe Taylor. Mitchell Oden played Checkers Justice and Prospector 4.
Ixchel Cuellar
Played Prospector 2 and Domino. Jordan Pilkenton played Prospector 1, the Gold Nugget Golem, and Tex R. Kanna. He also worked as the audio producer for our program. The show is written and directed by me, Garrett Buss. I played the narrator, Prospector 3, Post Office Pete, and Lex R. Kanna. Coming up after this is a very special episode of Swamp Gas Uggos at 10, so be sure to stay tuned. From all of us here in the Wild Wild West, thank you and good night.